So that was the basic intro on how to play Destiny 2. This is the second part where we get to punch alien dogs in the face. And here you find yourself at the outskirts of the city. It's a couple days after the attack, and you're in the wilderness. You know where you are, so you move forward a ways. So that falcon, he'll be important later. Um, as you come up here, normally you're going to come up really cautiously here because you don't know what's out here now. Having played through it once or twice, I know what's up here, so I can approach with less caution. As you go forward, you're going to find that there's a camp up here um, where Guardians were apparently trying to. They had a base camp, and they were cleared out. Um, and as you get closer, you'll see that a little diamond appears right there on about the middle part of your screen. It's your new objective. It's to arm yourself. And that little diamond is where the gun is. It took me quite a while to figure that out. I'm not sure that it was. I didn't notice it at first. I guess I spent a lot of time here once running around trying to find the stupid weapon because I knew that there were dogs that were going to try to kill me, and I needed it. But you can look, hit tab to open your ghost, and you're going to see, okay, what's my objective? Arm myself, look for a weapon, and there, that little diamond is my objective spot. So you go, be careful as you approach because you don't know what the trigger point is. Here, pick up a submachine gun. Usually when you find a new weapon in the world, it's going to be in a little glowy ball of light, and you'll just run across it and you won't realize that, that it's a weapon until you look in your bags later. But now here you are, you've got your submachine gun, and you need to figure out where you're going to go next. So as with any video game, there are trigger points. When you run past a thing, something happens. The trigger point here has a bunch of wild dogs that are going to want to try to kill you. So you come forward. He always shows up there. Now I have a new mission, which is to follow my vision. I've never really understood that. I don't remember having a vision. But I've discovered that the only way out is through this mountain range. And so off you go. Look, it's the falcon.
It's that falcon again. Is it following us? Or are we following it?
Or maybe neither. Maybe it's waiting for us to die. Interestingly, if you shoot at the falcon, nothing happens. You don't shoot the falcon doesn't fly away, nobody cares. You can shoot at the falcon all you want, and all you'll do is waste ammo. Isn't this pretty? I mean, it's just freaking pretty. Now remember, you are moving by moving the mouse. You are not clicking a mouse button. You are using your keys. You are using your WASD keys. Oh, it's a cliff. It's icy too, and I have a feeling that it would actually let you slip and fall off the cliff if you slipped on the ice. Yeah, that's the drop that I cannot make. There is no way for me to make drop down, and I think if I step out too far, the whole thing probably falls off, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come around here, and I'm going to get a really good look at how pretty this place is. One of the reasons that I'm pretty certain that if I tried to make one of those jumps, like to get out there onto the mountainside, it would kill me, is because this is not a fully explorable world. This is a world with boundaries. This is not Elder Scrolls. It has you on a path, and you have to take that path. There goes the falcon again. There's another trigger point upcoming here. Guy tries to kill you. Big shock. Because, I mean, when do people ever do that? See, that's that turn back thing I told you about. Well, that was almost a waste of ammo. That's what I meant about punching things. They remind me a lot of the Fellhounds from WoW. I think that was all of them. Look, he dropped ammo. How convenient. Maybe that wasn't all of them. No, it wasn't all of them. Okay, that was all of them. This is another cliff. So come over here. And very carefully drop down, and then you come over here, and you can sneak through here. You can either take the log across, or you can go around by the way of the rocks. I usually go around by the way of the rocks, but you can take the log too. Kind of a shortcut. And then you get to a place where you're going to have to make a jump. So you got to figure out, because you're going to have to get over there. There's no place else to go. It's just a question of what's the best way to get over there, right? So there's a ledge. I'm on a ledge. Let's see if I can make the jump. I made the jump, hooray! Now, the next jump, I'm always doomed to failure because that's how you get into the next scene. Here you go. And there you go. So now you're dropped into a town. It's the refugee village, the farm. You can type L to join local chat. Run forward, strafe right, strafe left. Go to the post office, hit 8 to approach.
Checking.
I don't have any mail because why would I?
Bye.
Okay. So here I am. Let's see. What is Ghost Sam supposed to do? Nothing. But look. There's a symbol over there, which probably means I should go talk to this person. Oh look, it's a vault. There's nothing in my vault. I don't even know how to put things in the vault.
How has the battlefield fared?
Need to approach.
Oh. I'm glad to see you safe. I am Tyra. Tyra Karn. I'm sorry. Have we met before?
So I've got my new thing, right? So I go over here and I scroll down to where the thing is. And I can switch out my Scorched Hunter Cloak for a Dreamer's Cloak. Then, so you see this up here, 9640. That's how much glimmer I have.
You make history, Guardian.
I can destroy things to get more glimmer, right? I do that by holding down the F key for dismantle. And it gets me a little bit of glimmer. And I use glimmer to buy things, specifically from that chick up there, Hawthorne, who just came and rescued us from what should have been a fatal fall.
So I'm not about to stop you. I got enough to deal with here.
So I've now
Take that
accepted
ship
the quest. The first time I played this, it took me quite a while to figure out how to go and board the ship, because you don't board the ship exactly, although you can kick the soccer ball. Yay! And then it appears back in the middle of the field, and you can kick it the other way. This is where you can hit M to open the director. And when you decide, okay, so I'm at the farm right now, and I need to go to Quarantine Sector 236 in the European Dead Zone to do a thing, because my ghost says, my vision said to do it. So I click that, and I click launch, and then it starts what's effectively a loading screen. Pretty ship to get you to the dead zone, which is not creepy and disturbing at all.
I've been all over the EDZ. City charming enough, but they stop applying once you leave the city. There's a small gap in the wall.
And I don't have my powers, right? So I don't have my double jump, because I have to have my powers for that. But I do still have crouch, which is good. You do get to a place, though, where if you're not looking out, you'll, run off the edge of a cliff. You can jump across that. There you go. And you're on. And now you're going into a shadowy cavern of doom.
Let me know when you reach me.
Hawthorne, can you hear us? Signal's dead.
This all leads to the same area. You can go either way. Took me a while to figure that out. I spent a lot of time thinking I was lost in here when I really wasn't.
Did you hear something?
So I'm going to open my character and see which one of these weapons is better. I don't really know. I'm just going to, move forward and hope for the best. So I have to get down there somehow. There's no good way to climb down there. If you jump, that water is not deep enough for you to land in it. So I usually just come over here and kind of try to hunker a little bit. There they are.
We're under attack.
They're the invisible kind. Punching things. I'm for it. We're running. Oh, I'm in a quarantine sector. No. And that really freaked me out the first time it happened, too. It really isn't anything to be afraid of. By the way, see these barrels? Very often, when you see barrels like that, you can use them to blow things up. You roll them away from you and you shoot them, and they explode. This, on the other hand, is not something awful. It's a loot box! And so now I have another weapon. Here you can see the shard.
The shard of the traveler. This is it. Right out of our vision.
those fires down there? Those were set by something crashing. And if something crashed, then probably there's something down there that wants to kill you. And it always takes me forever to get through these guys. There's like a ton of them. So what you're doing here, you're on your way to get your powers back, right? This is all stuff you're doing just to get your powers back. Which means you don't have your powers while you're doing it, so it's really freaking annoying. So there's a ton of guys down there, and they all want to kill me. And they're hard to sneak up on. Stay behind things when you can. When you see a glowy ball like that, that's something new. That's gear that you want. I don't want to get cocky down here because I know that there's more of these guys down here. I just can't remember where they are. Yes, I am legit on a quest for ammo. And my primary ammo is full. Oh well. I can come back for it. It won't stay full for long. Maybe that was all of them. I was pretty sure there were more. There were more. I see them. Primary ammo not full. So I've muted the audio on this clip because I forgot that I had Taliesin and Evitel playing in the background. If you haven't watched Taliesin and Evitel on YouTube, they're hilarious. They talk about World of Warcraft, and it's just hilarious. I love them. They're adorable, cute as bag of kittens. So what this video is about basically is how do you focus and shoot things in Destiny 2? How do you approach this quest where you have to, fight your way through this army of fallen in order to get your light back? So what I'm recommending really is to and again, this is for folks who've never played a first-person shooter. If you've played these things before, you can feel free to laugh at me and tell me how badly I'm doing. FPS is not like my forte, but this is, for folks who've never played one before. So at least I'm better than that. I've done it before. I have an idea what's going on. So what you see me doing here is approaching areas very cautiously where I think that there may be something that's going to try to jump out and get me. Looking around to see, do I see any of that little blue glimmer or the dark shadow that indicates there may be a fallen nearby. Stopping to pick up ammo as I go, sometimes stopping several times hoping that it will pick it up when in fact the ammo is full. Coming up here, I like to get on high points that I can quickly duck behind something. So I have a good view of the area in front of me, but I can still hit cover really fast when I need to. So I'm coming up in this area. And I know that there's some fallen up here, and so I'm kind of creeping up on a little bit. I've got my, and I don't remember if it's a pulse rifle or a shot. I don't know what this weapon is. I honestly have a hard time with the weapons in Destiny 2. The white bar at the top shows your health. You can take a certain amount of damage before you really have to worry a ton. You recover health really quickly. So what I'm doing is I'm coming up on them as slowly as I can, keeping cover, focusing on them, willing to take a certain amount of damage in order to get one of them down. You want to focus fire because fallen with one hit point can still kill you just as much as a fallen with all his hit points. So focus fire to get them down one at a time to the degree that you can. I mean, sometimes they're going to run up on you and you pretty much just have to shoot everything that you see. Those little balls are things that you pick up. You get potentially good armor. If you do that, you can, if you know you're safe, you can stop then and equip it if it's better than what you have, or you can run back to an area that you know is safe and equip it there. So approaching slowly, taking the time to sight down and kill your enemies one at a time. Now this is the little culvert where you're going to drop down, and as you move off to your right, that's where you're going to find the area where the spark is that you need to get. And also, of course, a ton of enemies that you have to kill, including a boss that's going to show up eventually. So crouching does not actually hide you, but I feel like maybe it gives you a smaller target. I don't know. Anyway, I'm used to doing it from when I was playing Thief 2. I like being able to crouch. So I'll often do that, even though you move a little bit more slowly. If you just run in and start shooting everything, you're just going to die a lot. So approaching very carefully, looking to see what can I see up ahead, trying to avoid the light to the degree that I can, kind of keep in shadows a little bit. You'll see when you hit the light, your shadow will show up really, really big here and there, and they'll see you really quickly. There's a log up here. Sometimes you can hop up onto the log and get a pretty good field of view. And then as you can see where I'm pointing right now, it's in that brighter area where all your enemies are. So I'm checking to be sure that my ammo is full. I'm debating here whether or not to use the grenade launcher or the rocket launcher on those 3 fallen that are sitting up there. And eventually I decide not to because I can probably use the grenade launcher better for other things. Checking my weapons here to make sure that I have the ones equipped that I want. And see which one has the better range. So you need good range and high impact at this distance, right? So you can see the further away you are with a lower range weapon, the less your impact is. The closer you are, the better it's going to hit. At least that's what I think is going on. I can't say that with 100% confidence, but that's how it seems to me. It makes sense that that would be the way it works. You'll be able to hear when they throw those things. You'll hear a crackle of electricity, and you'll see a blue thing arcing through the air, and then you know you want to get out of the way. The boss throws yellow fire, which you'll also see coming, and you can run out of the way. The sparks that you see up there on the left are not them throwing blue things. That's the sparking of the shard of the Traveler, so you don't have to worry about that. You'll learn the difference among these things. Remember that when you sight, it potentially shows a beam of red light to your enemy, so they know that you're there. It's also, though, really useful for seeing where the heck your enemy is. So at this point, they know I'm here, but they haven't started a counterattack yet. And I'm not sure why they're being hesitant. So I'm going to go up a little bit closer so I can see, where they are. I could wind up getting into trouble here, but I can always run away. Running away is a totally valid option. The better part of valor. So there's the captain. That glowy shield he has around him is vulnerable to certain kinds of energy. And my understanding is if the energy color of your weapon matches the energy color of the shield, you're going to have a better chance of taking the shield down. I'm not sure whether that's... I don't know that I've ever managed to match it up very successfully. But also, be wary with that grenade launcher. I shot that entirely by accident and almost killed myself with a grenade. So I know that I am not the only one who has done this. I feel better for knowing that other people have done it too, and just, be aware of your surroundings, because if you shoot that thing and it hits something close to you, you're totally going to die. So I'm creeping up on it again. See, there you can see where they're firing at me, the blue streakers. If they pop their heads out from behind cover, sometimes you can get them, sometimes you can't. So just, be aware of that. Try not to waste too much ammo, and take the shots that you can get. So I've cleared them out, and we're going to go into the boss fight now, which is going to be on a different character, because for some reason I stopped recording when I did the boss fight on this one. I don't know why. I don't know what I was thinking. So the trigger point here to start the boss fight is when you go up into that packet of light, that column of light, and that'll get you your supercharge power, right? And at that point, the boss fight will spawn. So before you do that, go around, pick up any new items that are going to be useful for you, equip them so that you're sure you've got the best stuff that you can have. I often will just dismantle the stuff that I no longer can use, although I discovered the other day that apparently everything that you collect is usable across all your characters if you put it in your vault. Who knew? So equip your new gear, make sure you haven't missed anything, make sure you've picked up all the ammo that you can get before getting too close to that column of light, because when you do that, you're going to supercharge, and that's when your ghost is going to tell you that the boss is going to come. So once you've got all your ammo and everything, you're going to come up here, creep around up towards the column of light, check to make sure all your weapons are fully loaded, and then you step up here and it's going to go boom, supercharged, and then in a couple of minutes things are going to start spawning, and they spawn behind you. Isn't that awesome? So then you hit your supercharge keybind, whatever you've bound that to. You should have it bound by this time regardless of whether or not you had your supercharge. If you didn't bind it before now, bind it before now. Every time you hop into one of those columns of light, which will show up with your little quest marker thing there, you're going to become supercharged. You'll want to check your keybinds and see what your different buttons do, which supercharge power they let you use, so that you have some idea what you're doing when you attack. I always forget to do that. I always forget what I've got bound, so I just mash buttons and hit things. It seems to work okay. It'll work better once I actually, know what I'm doing. But basically it's just run to the balls of light, the columns of light, smash the hell out of things. And remember too that your old strategies still work even when you're supercharged. You can get supercharged. You don't have to hit, charge me. You don't have to hit your super button immediately. You can run around and find a spot and snipe things off and, punch things just like usual. And use that supercharge power when it's best for you to use it. I didn't really remember that in this fight. I sort of thought that you had to, kill everything all at once. Once I remembered that, you can see I ran away. Came back here, hunkered down, healed up, and then went back in a more, potentially tactical or strategic sense, and tried to do my, my usual fights. Of course, now you see I'm just running in and trying to kill things because I'm going for that column of light. Might not be the best strategy, but it takes some getting used to. And you can only level 3 characters unless you start deleting things. So you won't have to do this but a few times unless you're like me and you keep deleting characters. You do it over and over again, partly to make these videos and partly because you just want to do it better. So this is the Hunter class, and their super is, at this level, is an arc staff that you can use to hit things. Or you can shoot them or punch them. Can take cover when you need to, shoot things from behind cover, run for your columns of light. And then there's the big boss, and you arc staff the heck out of him until he dies. And once the boss is dead, you get your upgrade point, your mission is over, and in a second here it's going to start counting down until it transports you back up to your ship. I don't know if there's anything that the boss drops. It doesn't give you time to run around and pick up a bunch of stuff, so my guess is that they've set it up so you don't have to. But as soon as that counter hits 0, it's going to take you back up to your ship, and from there you'll be able to go to the farm where you can turn in your quest and potentially buy neat new stuff.